Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Ohio farm. It's been about a week and a half since I've been here, so I'm... Oh, we're full. Oh, what a dud. We are currently harvesting our ginormous field. You'll notice that I have downloaded the experimental foliage version, and I've also backed off my anti-aliasing to 4x instead of 8x. And the frame rates are smooth as silk. I don't know if it was the experimental foliage or if it's the... using the 4x rather than 8x anti-aliasing that's making the difference. But on the Florida map that I played on, that Emerald Coast map that Taylor loves so much, or Tayloa loves so much, it did make a huge difference going from... I didn't change the foliage on that one, and I just went from 4x, or from 8x down to 4x on that map, and it runs smooth as silk now. So I'm glad to see that we've found a solution to our choppy maps. I'm hoping this will help even on the server when I play with everybody, but I think the server issue's more... I don't know, we'll see. Honestly, on most games I only run 2x or 4x because when you're playing at the resolution of the screen, you don't get as many jaggies. So since we're at screen resolution, which is 1024 by 768, that's the native resolution, you won't see too many jaggies, but I'm seeing them right there. You guys see those jaggies at the top of the Auger Wagon. But what can you do? Nothing you can do about it. I think this is going to be full and we're going to have to run it back. This is the biggest field. This is the only field we'll ever need. Like I said, I honestly think I'm just going to grass this section in because trying to get... the planters and stuff back here is going to be just an absolute disaster, especially getting the plow and stuff. So we'll plow it once, and then we're going to just plant grass and be done with it. In fact, I don't even think I might have to rent a regular size seeder to do this area because trying to get the seed hog back here is going to be a nightmare. It's just not well designed for this. So I'm going to try to eke our way through this little valley here. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good time out there enjoying these videos from Ohio. I really do like this map. It's a pretty enjoyable map to play. Very open, very Ohio feeling. Just like in Ohio, we have places where it's very open like this, and then you have like treed areas like that where they're just like they cut into the fields. Ohio used to be all forest, actually. In fact, you'll hear the name of the Forest City tossed out there. And we used to... Oh, nice driving. We used to have a store called Forest City, and then we also still have an apartment complex company called Forest City Management that they do Ohio apartments. It used to be all woods at one time, pretty much from here all the way down to West Virginia and Kentucky. But as people settled Ohio, they cut the trees down and made farms and made industry and made cities, and so the forests are disappearing. Though I think now the trees have actually made a comeback in the U.S. People, of course, being planet conscious, started planting trees. And the great thing about trees is even though we do cut them down and use them for raw materials, they do grow back. And if people are responsible and they plant within 50 to 100 years, we'll have just as many trees as we did when we started that kind of work. Now, they'll never be all the way back to where Ohio originally was because obviously people live here and stuff, but I've got a multitude of trees in my backyard, and it takes a little while to grow them back, but you can do it. So one of the things that talking about like responsibility, one of the companies that I like guitar-wise, Taylor guitars, and I think Martin also is pretty on board with this. They're very conscious about where they source their wood from, and they have all kinds of programs that they do to keep the sourcing. They make sure that the trees get replanted, and they make sure that the wood that they're taking is responsibly harvested, not just like strip cut, but the companies that they're buying the wood from are being responsible with the wood that they're cutting, and it's making an impact. Now, the hard part is, and this is where I get a little frustrated, my favorite guitar tone is a rosewood guitar. Now I can't afford one right now. There, of course, because of Brazil and all the crazy things that have gone down there with the rainforest, where they just cut down Brazilian rosewood trees and burnt them. It makes it really difficult. There's all kinds of embargoes in the U.S. against Brazilian rosewood, to the point where bringing in any kind of rosewood objects from other countries is illegal. And we're starting to get to the same place with Indian rosewood, because once again, they haven't been responsible in the way that they harvest it. They just kind of cut and burn. And so what happens is, that is my favorite tone wood for acoustic guitars, and it's getting harder and harder to find it, and the prices are just going up and up. So I hope someday I'll be able to get a rosewood acoustic guitar, but they're just, I had one for a while, and unfortunately I had to sell it, and that was before the prices started skyrocketing. Brazilian rosewood guitars have always been expensive, because the rosewood embargo for Brazil happened, I think, in the 70s, which is why we have models like the Martin D35, where it uses a 3-piece back rather than a 2-piece back, so that they can use smaller pieces of wood, because they had years of stock, and they wanted to make those go as far as they possibly could. So, but the downside is, it's like now that Indian rosewood is getting onto that endangered list, guitars that have been made, over the last 20 years, they've been making guitars out of East Indian rosewood. And now those supplies are dwindling too. So we're seeing a big reduction in the amount of guitars that are able to be built with Indian rosewood. And to be honest with you, there's people that swear that a Brazilian rosewood guitar sounds better than an East Indian rosewood guitar. I don't believe that's necessarily true, because, well, rosewood is rosewood, and the difference might be that most of the rosewood guitars that are out there were built, like the Brazilian rosewood guitars were built in the 50 at the latest, the 1970s. Most of them are like 50s and 60s. So yeah, they're going to sound great because they're 50 years old. I mean, a 50-year-old guitar sounds great just because it's 50 years old. So, that's science, folks. As guitars age, they sound better and better. They do what they call mellowing. The sharpness or treble kind of dulls down a little bit, which is actually a good thing, and the bass kind of stands out a little bit more because of that. So they just tend to have a better sound to them as they get older. Well, most East Indian rosewood guitars are not that old. But as those age, they do sound great. And I've played brand new Brazilian rosewood guitars and brand new East Indian rosewood guitars, and to be honest with you, I don't really hear a difference. Some guitar aficionado out there smacking his forehead right now, but I personally don't see a difference between them. We're going to take a little bit of time here to make a path back there, because actually, no, we don't need to, because we're going to, yeah, we do. I know we don't have a ton of money, but we got money coming in. What I'm going to do is this. We're going to go into our landscaping tools here. Start landscaping, and we're going to turn on this because I need to know what I need to do. I wish it would show me the buttons right away. There we go. Raise back, lower, smooth, flatten. I'm going to flatten. Try to flatten this area out here. There's like a path here between this field and that field. I'm going to try to smush this down a little bit, and let's see what we got. Some of it we can't do because they've got these trees here. Let's not let me flatten that. But because the harvester will never have to go back there again, but I do need to get the tractor back there, and I'm trying to. This tree is making a problem for us. Cool. And then we're going to go change landscaping mode to painting, and we're going to go for this ground type. Whoops, wrong button. There we go. No, that's like wet pavement. I'll do this. Is that better? Nope, that doesn't match either, but... Nope, snow. How about that? No, it's like wood chippy. Thousands of dollars later. All right, so we make this path back here to the field. That way our mower can get back in here when we go to make silage bales. But this is good. We don't have to buy another field for grass because we'll have all this landscaping or this area, and then also the grass field that we bought where we put our farm. Okay, there we go. So now we have this little path through here onto the field, which makes a little more sense. I guess we could probably add some cement here or whatever. Not cement, but I'm gonna move this forward. What happens here is that if you catch your equipment in the sculpting tool, sometimes it cements the equipment to the ground. Don't want that to happen. Let's go ahead and move up here. I'm gonna hop out. And we're gonna get back into the sculpting tools. And I'm gonna zoom out and we're gonna see what's here. I don't own that land. Oh, come on. Oh, I should not be able to pull water out of there too if I decide to do animals though. Once again, I don't think we're gonna do animals on this farm, but good. That should get us to the road. Perfect. It's a little barren. Put a little bit of grass back there. I think I went a little too far. Wild Rover, thank you for the follow. I know that's a follow that's not necessarily a follow yet, but there's that. And then we need to sculpt, flatten. Oh wait, we want to do it this way. This is going to cost a lot of money. Okay, there we go. Now let's take a look at how that looks. Good. Little path back to that field. That's what I wanted. All right. Cool. We can do it our way because it's our farm. So the goal now is I'm going to drive this harvester back down to the other end and work my way back to that spot right there. Look at this. I've cut it out actually. Look, I didn't realize I did that. So yeah, we're going to harvest all this now. So anyway, I do hope you guys do enjoy this series. I know everybody likes different stuff. I've got some guys that love it when I'm on with my fiance, and some guys that hate it. I've got some guys that love it when I'm streaming, and some guys hate it. And I have such a wide range of people that view my videos. I try to do a little bit of something for everybody. So, the Ohio Farm and also Hofgut Brook are kind of my way of providing videos for you guys that don't like to have other people on the videos, like kind of like just the quiet of me doing my farm thing and really kind of building and doing a farm. And so that's this map is for you. So this is all gonna be grass here, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a series that you can enjoy too, because I know that not all of you love having a bunch of people on or doing multiplayer. Some of you love the multiplayer and think it's hilarious. And then there's those that like all of it. And so anyway, I try to meet everybody's needs here on the channel. I can't always do that, but I do the best I can to do that. And so anyway, that's what this series is about, though. This is a series I record late at night or on days when my kids aren't here, except for like Ryan. Ryan's here now, but when it's quiet, so that you guys can have a nice quiet video, a relaxing video. Somebody asked if I was going to do course play in multiple harvesters. I may end up doing that. Course play is an interesting thing. The downside is it takes a really long time to set up. The good thing is that once you set it up, it actually is a very powerful tool. It allows you to do quite a bit and get quite a bit done. But I don't know if I want to do that on a video series or not. I'm still debating that. I know it could go over well on the channel, but maybe I'll introduce it on this farm. We'll have to see. Emerald Coast came out for those of you that want another American map. I prefer the Ohio maps, but it actually is a really cool map, and it also gives you the opportunity, the Emerald Coast, to do sugarcane and things like cotton. It's a southern-looking map, and it's very And to me, it looks almost like Georgia in some ways. Like it's got there's a forest in there that really looks like the trees of Georgia. Like they have those cedar groves in Georgia that they harvest for trees, and it looks just like a Georgian cedar grove. I suppose northern Florida. I don't know where the Emerald Coast is in Florida, if there actually is an Emerald Coast or not, but the map is gorgeous, and it does have that feel to it, that very Floridian / southern Georgia feel to it. And so I would recommend checking it out. I don't think I'll do a series on it yet, but I might. We'll have to see. I know, here's the thing. So Mr. Micah has had some issues going on in his life that have kind of, I got to talk to him today for some time, and I think that Estancia La Pacha might be coming to a close temporarily until he gets his situation figured out. But he's just had some issues going on that keep him from really wanting to play games or playing games. And, I just love Mr. Micah, and I can't wait till, this is resolved so that he can play again. But until that's done with, he may choose not to. It just life changes sometimes, and you deal with that and do it in a way that helps you, survive. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future with that, but we are going to be taking a break from Estancia La Pacha for a while, so I might start up a new farm down there. I know Taylor loves that map, so I might invite him to do a one-on-one map with me, maybe. He's been around for a long time, and so we'll have to see what happens. But Taylor's listening right now, and his tail's wagging. Please. So we'll have to see. It takes a big commitment, and so anyway. But I would, think about doing that. Maybe anybody else that would want to join, I'll have to have maybe like Feared or something like that. But we may do a map down there or something. But I am looking for another, that's one series that I've been missing from my lineup since Mr. Micah's been having this going on. And since we've been super busy with life too, obviously I've got a lot of changes happening and trying to put my house together and keep it together. So that's been going on. So I'm just, I'm trying to find a good solution for that, though, because I do like having that, one or two player multiplayer series. Moni's going to be doing some stuff with me too when she gets here. And she'll be here permanently once we get into the end of this year, so we'll be doing a series with her. She's been doing really well, getting some traction on YouTube with her horse racing games. So she's also getting a lot of traction on her Twitch channel with Minecraft, so that's pretty cool. We've been playing with her and having a good time doing Minecraft. So, in fact, keep your eyes peeled on her channel, which is called Fun and Laughter. Easy to look up if you look up YouTube and type in fun space laughter. So fun and laughter. You will find her page there, and on that page you will see that she's going to start posting some Minecraft videos. Kyle was on there the other night, and it was great to see Kyle and play with him again. So Kyle joined us for that server, and I think he's planning on continuing to join us. So it was nice playing games with him again. I really miss Kyle. And the Farm Sim days, though he still plays Farm Sim too, so we may be able to get him to do some stuff too. But so Estancia La Pacha's on hold. It doesn't mean that we're going to cancel the series, but until things change with Mr. Micah and his situation either improves or whatever, which is going to at some point, but it just depends on how his life goes and how he's feeling about doing stuff, and we'll go with him. But keep him in your prayers. Just like I said, it's not my business to tell you what's going on in his life, but just know that he's going through some hard times right now, and definitely could use some prayer. So so anyway, we will be continuing this series, and also Hofgut Brook. These are my two trophy farms, the Arthur only farms, if you will, and this is where we're getting the big jobs done. And once again, I do try to provide content for everybody to keep everyone happy. Not only that, but like I said, I want to provide a variety of things on the channel. One thing that I've been thinking about doing is I get a lot of free games from Keymailer. I got probably 60 or 70 games, including funny ones like Psychologist Simulator, There's a new game out that's like Jalopy, but it takes place in China. It's called The Road to Guangdong. And you have to, you're trying to save your family business, and you and your grandma are going on a road trip in a Jalopy to make a deal in Guangdong to save your restaurant. And that's a new game that I just got offered. It's not released yet, I don't believe, but I'm going to go ahead and feature that on YouTube. And those are going to be YouTube-only series. They're not going to be on Twitch, so you guys will get a chance to have some content that only you get. Once again, I know some of you can't watch on Twitch. I love having you guys come to Twitch, though. Every night that I stream, I always get at least one or two new YouTubers on there that are on Twitch. But it gives you Twitch gives you an opportunity to join in and talk to me, ask me questions directly, and I try to answer them. For those of you that haven't been on the streams, I love having people there, and unfortunately, I can't do it all the time because I've got my kids, and when they're home, I have to pay attention to them. So it makes it a little more difficult to stream 24/7 like people want me to do. But whatever, I do it when I can do it, and that's how we're going to run it. And if there's an opportunity for me to stream and I have time to do it, I'll do it. Like I think tonight late, I probably will be streaming. After band practice, and then maybe taking tomorrow off and then doing a Thursday or Friday night. My summer car is going to be coming back. I may start that even tomorrow night because we're pretty much into summer now in real life. And there's been a lot of new changes in my summer car, so I'm excited to see how that goes. But anyway, I just hope you guys are enjoying the series that I'm providing for you. I know, once again, not everybody loves everybody on my channel. So, it's like there's people that, get annoyed with, some of my co-hosts. I've had many people complain about several of my different co-hosts. And whatever, I like my friends. I like my family, and if it bothers other people, well, maybe this isn't the channel for you. But I do try to give you these series so that you guys have something that if you don't like certain things, you can come here and have it the old-fashioned way where it's just Arthur and nobody else. And we definitely will keep these series up. So anyway, I'm trying to think if anything else to say. Yesterday, my house has been kind of shabby. I haven't done a great job taking care of my house over the past couple of years. I've been, going through the divorce and being a little bit depressed and, all that kind of stuff. And it made it so that I didn't really care about my house anymore, and I let it kind of slide. So now I'm going outside and looking around and going, wow, my house needs a lot of work. So I spent pretty much all day yesterday. I bought some mold spray, and I got rid of all the mold on the front of my house using that. In a hose, and then I had a big brush that I took and I brushed the house off, and man, it looks so much better out front. I need to do the side and the back of my house now, but at least I got that done. If I can get one of those done, a side done every couple of weeks, I'm happy, because nobody cares about the back and sides but me. But I want it to look nice. But I also I realized that when I was doing that, some water from the hose was pooling at the base of my house, and I'm like, so I'm gonna have to get some topsoil and grade the water away from the house. I also found a hole in my front steps. I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to get some Quickcrete. So there's some love and care that need to be done to my house that have kind of been left. It hasn't been cared for the way it should have been cared for, and so I'm gonna start doing a better job of that, taking care of my poor little house and making it nice again. So anyway, I hope you guys, enjoy that kind of stuff when I talk about it. Once again, I have people that are like, just get back to farming, and it's like, well, this channel, and it's supposed to be about my life. I mean, it's not, we do play the farm sim game, but really it's about what's going on in my life and my kids and my fiance and how my life is going. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't. If it was just about farm sim, well, there's a million other people that do that, and I love playing this game. It's one of the many games I like to play, but the channel's about my life. And I feel saddened when I get people like that, because it's like, well, no, I mean, I know you like the farm content. I really try to produce good farm content, but in the long run, this is the way that some people vlog, like, Roman Atwood, where he gets in your face and it's all about, cam work and GoPro and all that stuff. This is my vlog. It really is. This is where I talk about my life, and that's what this channel's about. And if you don't like me, well, then you're probably never going to like my channel, because my channel is, this sounds really megalomaniac, but this channel, it's all about me. But it is. It's the Arthur channel. This is my channel. And the things that you find on here are, you know, about my life and the things that I'm going through. And I have my friends on here, and I have my family on here. And once again, I do run into some people that get real fussy about that. You know, oh, we don't want to hear your kids in the background, or we don't want to hear blah, blah, blah. Or, you know, it's just like, wow, okay. Engagement's another hard thing. I've noticed, you know, like Farm Sim 19 has brought some big audiences to my channel, but then they dwindle because it's like we kind of do the same thing. Farm Sim is Farm Sim, and after a while you kind of do the same things over and over again. So I hope I can provide content for you that's a little bit more different, a little bit more engaging. It does. That's why I try to include my life in it, because yeah, there's a million Farm Sim channels out there. I hope I bring something a little bit more different for you, more better, more interesting for you to watch, because it's about family and friends and having a good time. Now, what's weird is the John Deere harvester, I believe, you'd be best off if you had a harvester that had 15,000 in the chamber, but because then you could fill this up exactly every single time. The nice thing about this is if it's full, the Kinsey, 2 loads of Kinsey fill up half of the semi-truck trailer, the Wilson trailer that we have. Whoa, belch. Excuse me. And I needed to come around the other side. I always forget that. We even got this nice, you know, cement path laid out for myself. And I forget. There we go. Let's drive over the cement. If I go up straight, if it'll pour in still. I think it will. Yep. I was hoping the tire would deform only on the one part that's on there, but nope. It doesn't. Oh, yeah, I forget that. You're supposed to open the lid before you empty it out. I guess supposedly, though I don't know on this kind, I don't know if there's a lot of suction with an auger wagon. There probably is not as much because it's the auger that's pulling it out and not gravity. But those gravity wagons, like the semi-truck trailer that we have, supposedly if you dump them out without taking the top off, it'll actually suction the air in, and you'll end up ripping the top, and you'll end up breaking those metal bars that go across. They will end up getting bent. So like I know on semi-trucks, they have to open it before they dump it out. I don't know if that's true on an auger wagon, though, because an auger wagon's a mechanical. It's not gravity that's pulling it out. But I guess if it goes fast enough, it could still suck air and break it. It probably depends on how airtight the thing is. All right, shut that off. The harvester probably turned off because we were far enough away. Yep. It seems like with Farm Sim, if you drive far enough away, the harvester will shut off. Or whatever piece of equipment you leave running. How much barley do we have? Let's take a look at our silo. 48. We have 107 of 480. So we got plenty of space left still. But we might get, I don't know, with all this barley on the field, we might run out of space on that silo. We'll have to see. One thing that I'm going to do is I think once we're done doing this, we'll run all the way down the field like we started and see what's on the other side there. I think if it runs up, we may have to, it depends on what's on the other side there. I may have to run back up and down so there's a headland for the, though, no, I won't, because you know what? The harvester is just going to turn around down here at the base of the field, so we should be fine. So yeah, we might end up doing course play with this. This is a big job. Now, once again, I don't know if it's, is it worth plowing? Do we have to plow? Yeah, of course. Dang. I was hoping we could skid our way out of that, or skirt it, but nope. It must be done. Oh well. Not looking forward to that job. That'll be a nightmare. Once we've done it, though, we don't have to do it ever again as long as we stick to wheat and barley and soybean and canola. Because that's gonna be a nightmare. That's gonna be fun right there. This has little spikies on the pipe. It's a spiky pipe. I think the bolts have to be on the outside so it flows smoothly. It's just funny to see that. That allows it to fold, though, so I need that. I was thinking we have to make a headland on the other end, but now that I think about it, we really don't. Man, look at all this. But I think we should make one more pass coming back so that there's easy room for the harvester to turn around here. And we may have to do the same at the other end, too. I don't remember if I did or not. I don't think I did. Too bad they didn't fertilize this field. We would have gotten 10% yield on this field. Probably would be like 100,000 plus liters. So, it's such a huge field. I don't think I've ever done a field this large in Farm Sim before. Now, I know people would say that saying like you should use 2 harvesters and stuff, but I kind of feel like, I mean, I know it's going to provide like a lot of video content, and I probably am going to do some of this field by myself when you guys aren't here. But I kind of like the idea of having to harvest all day, because that's what farmers really do. I mean, like, they spend several days harvesting when they get the harvester out. It takes them probably like, you know, a week to 2 weeks of harvesting to get everything pulled in. So I don't want to just, you know, fly through it. I think if we want to keep it realistic, we're going to end up doing a lot of harvesting. So I'll wear the crap out of our machine. We're going to have to empty this out before we go down again. Is that above it? Yep. Okay. There's that. Let's go ahead and grab the case. Ryan left my door open. Sorry about the rock music in the background. He's jamming on his guitar. I don't know if the microphone's picking that up or not. I think it probably is, but... So once we have this other path harvested, we're going to go ahead and set this guy, worker, loose, and we'll continue doing our baling. What did I do with that other tractor? I know it. I think I had it for some reason I had it connected to the liming machine. Oh, because it needs to come back. Okay, so we're going to let that unload, and meanwhile we're going to start working our way back. We have this tractor. This is what I was talking about. We bought this tractor to pull the Auger Wagon, and we're going to pull this lime machine back while we're doing it. There's our telehandler. Once again, we're going to hold on to the telehandler. Nice big tractor. So drive off the road, driving all proper. And you'll notice now that I've reduced the anti-aliasing end. This is the experimental foliage. It has reduced the frame rate issue to nothing. We are not having any frame rate issues now, where before when I drove through here, I could barely even move. Though I will say, I might go back to the original map and try it with the 4X anti-aliasing, because we are missing some portion. But look, I mean, this is... It looks good. It worked. Like I said, I think you got rid of some of the forest in the middle of the field, which, whatever. I'm not It didn't really do anything for me anyway, but I'd much rather have the smooth frame rates and not have over-forested areas. This looks great. But once again, I think that reducing that anti-aliasing helped a lot. Not the map maker's fault necessarily. It's how Giants has their engine set up for their foliage. And partly because my computer just can't handle it. I bet you the newer 2000 series cards from NVIDIA or some of the latest, AMD cards could handle that 8X without having a problem. But hardware gets old, What was a great computer a year ago is just not quite the same as it is now, so you run into that. And I think we are definitely seeing a little bit of that with our with this map in particular. I'm going to park right here. We're going to go ahead and get the harvester running again because now we're just wasting time. Back to the harvester. And because we went so far away, it shut off. We're going to pull out here on CR 103. CR is in Ohio, County Road. That's what that stands for. So even where I live, we have CR roads, mostly out in the country. Most streets and within cities have, aside from state routes, they have names. Even the state routes have names. So like, they have road names, unless it's a freeway, But if it's like a regular road, they'll have a name. I'm gonna let that guy go. Then we're gonna grab this. And I'm going to follow him down to the other end so that we have everything together. Actually, we could harvest the field this way. I guess it doesn't... That's probably the long way to do it, though. Yeah, but you know what? I think from an unloading standpoint, it might be easier because the harvester gets to be about 60% full coming down. So going back, it would get to 40, then we could follow it down and empty it. I think that might be the best way to do that part of the field. So it's going to have to, the harvester's going to have to turn more, but we're not going to get hung up on those buildings down at the other end either. So I'm going to let him go until he fills up. He'll fill up about halfway down going back. So we'll just let him do that. The way we have it cut up now, it's, let me see. I don't know. I think it's still better to go the other way, so I'm going to go the other way. I never can make my mind up about those kind of things. Let's get the Case Pro home. Our 7250. Breedle. Where the heck are we going to park this thing? Ugh. I guess it could go out. It could go out by Big Bud, by Big Butt, because well, that's not ours. Was that? No, we have. I forgot. We don't have cotton. We have sugar beets, which we're gonna have to rent a harvester for that. Or potatoes. I think those are potatoes. Once again, it's a pretty cool piece of equipment. I've never used the big Breedle before, except for on the Xbox on Moni's farm, because she bought it. Definitely meant to put stuff down before you plant. So it's basically a lime spreader. But our seeder also does fertilizer, so we wouldn't be doing it twice. Then we have our sprayer. So where can this go? It's huge. All right, the harvester we need to grab. Oh, he started already. Oh, well, we'll just let him go. You know what? It's not like the turnaround times are going to make it like that much different harvest-wise. It might save us like a minute or two on the other end. However, he'll keep driving out on the state route, or CR 103 there. But whatever. Oh, 80% full. So we're going to drop this off. We're going to grab the grain tank off that other tractor. We'll continue baling with the modern case, and we'll use this to pull our auger wagon around. Whoops! Oh, forgot to slow down. Oop, oop. And we're going to go ahead and drop this right over here. We've got room for it easily in the corner here. Well, let's go ahead and retrieve the grain. And these tractors are pretty close in horsepower, actually. Once again, I think this one 333, 288, and this one's got 261. I mean, they're really close. Oh, and he's full, which means we're paying him to sit there. So we need to get this guy out and rolling. 7250 to the rescue. So I really do think this tractor was a good buy. I think it's nice to have the two tractors. And we're going to fill this guy up, and then we're going to follow him down to the end of the field. Or unload this guy. I mean, not fill him up. Unload him. We'll fill the auger wagon up. Overshot. Whoops. Brakes. And we're going to set our cruise tempo stat to 6 right there. And let's probably fill up all the way before we get to the end of the field, I would imagine. And a cruise control fail. No, what are you doing? Arg. Cruise control double fail. All right. Cool. Just like real life. Pretty cool view. But if we do this every time, we should be able to keep the harvester from like if we empty it out every time we do this, we should be able to run it pretty much non-stop. So I think my inclination to do it this direction, I think, was the correct idea, because now we're not going to run into issues with it getting caught on stuff, and we'll be able to do the whole field without having to like stop midway going the opposite direction. So all right, there we go. I'm going to pull out here. And we'll run back down to the other end of the field. Oh, look at that. It's backing right through the crops, that idiot. Pull out on the street, you moron. I think in real life you probably would do a headland there. But yeah, this tractor has no problem pulling this auger wagon, and it's almost full, so. I love my farm. I'm having fun. Hopefully you guys are having fun too. This is really cool. let's put that pipe out. Nope, that was the wrong one. Wait, how do I put the pipe out? Open the top, put the pipe out. There we go. And we'll park this here. Successful pass done there. We'll let that undo. And we'll go grab our other tractor and get some more of these bales done because we haven't done... This is such a huge process. I'll tell you what, though. On a real farm, it would take you a couple days to get this harvest done. So, like I said, I feel like we're still doing it fairly realistically by doing it this way. And not having, like, a bunch of... Though, of course, in real life, farmers do have helpers. Not always, though. Like, if you watch, some of these guys that I watch online, like One Lonely Farmer and Minnesota Millennial Farmer, those guys they do most of the work themselves. Sometimes their dad helps them. Like I know Millennial Farmer, his dad comes out and helps. But in general, and actually, same thing with One Lonely Farmer, his dad will come help. It's cute. Dad's retired or whatever, looking for something to do, so they help their kids out, But this thing really doesn't turn well. These rows should be definitely gapped big enough that we can make the turn, and we can't. With those guys, though, their dads come out and help them, and it's just cute to watch. Probably because they're retired or whatever. Oh, I had the tempo stat set on this one. We can go faster. There we go. 9. I was going to say, where? We're really baling slow. So we'll be getting a call in a minute. Hopefully we'll get down to the end of this row, and then we'll have to unload that harvester. We'll get a call in a couple minutes saying that he's full, and we'll go take care of that. It's such a huge baler. Baler. That's cool. This tractor is just a hair bigger than the other one. I think that's where we get that. This is why it's a good tractor to use for baling with this giant baler. I think the other tractor could handle it, but this one's just a little bit heavier. Though, I don't know. Those older tractors, sometimes they're just sturdy, Got all of our case equipment out and working. For those of you that love Case IH, this is a dream farm. Though I will say Hofgut, we're also doing case. I may not stick with case on that other farm because, we will. Whatever. I have 2 farms. But yeah, Hofgut's doing really well. Hofgut's got an advantage because it's got that the bale cell point that plays twice as much as a standard bale cell point. So you get like this extra bonus, and it's making it really easy to grow that farm. Even though I'm planning on starting from scratch on that one. This might be an interesting map for a start from scratch scenario. You definitely would not pick the farm that I picked because you won't have enough money. Trying to start from scratch, no loan challenge. Maybe we could do a map like that. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so he's 80% full. We're going to stop right here, and I'm going to go grab the other tractor. Before I get down there, he's going to get full. We're about to get the call. Yep. Fills up fast, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Ohio Farming here on Midwest Horizon Map. I'm really enjoying this once again, and someone put that on there. This actually is, somebody's put an exact location of where this map is, and Anyway, it is supposedly based on a real location. Obviously, the fields have been a little bit fudged to make them a little more square. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the series. I am going to sign out here. Have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help, and we'll see you next time on Mid-Ohio. Bye.